I can give you a distraction.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Blaster Battles Explained. Today we got some footage from Nerf Store and Airport. And I'll be covering this event over the next 3 videos. Or at least the rounds I participated in. Minus the night round, because obviously that would not show up. At least on a normal camera. So, for these first rounds, we have classic flicker deathmatch, where every time you get hit, you go back, click the thing, and spawn back in. But this time with an awful lot more people. This event got up to 70 people, I believe. So that meant for this game, we had about 30-ish people on each side. Not everybody had shown up, but that was a lot of fun. Also made the field much more dense, but because it was a larger field, it was a lot easier. At least for most of the fields. The field we're playing on right now had an awful lot of cover. As you can see there, some of the other team was able to make it pretty far over by bouncing between cover and choosing good times to move up. But as you'll see in some of the other videos from this event, that wasn't always the case. For this event, I mostly used or almost entirely used my Worker Seagull, but not to the best effect. This event had up to 250 FPS for spring blasters, and I was maybe at 190, just enough to count as a blaster that can't be used within 20 feet of another player, but also being so far below the upper end that it wouldn't reach out nearly as much as other blasters. For this first round, I mostly decided to stick back and try and hold the back line a bit more. If other players tried to rush us, then I'd probably be able to tag them. But I also didn't try rushing a whole lot, because I'd likely get tags, leading to our team probably losing. Spoiler alert, we did. Technically through no fault of my own. I did get tagged very quickly in the beginning, but I managed to stay in the game for almost the entire rest of the round. Here, I had a pretty good perspective both down the sideline of that building, which became useful later on, and also over the red card,
I'm at 180.
where there was a bit of a hill, so while players could hide in the blind spot there, they'd likely peek their head out if they tried to move across.
Hey Nick! Hi! Yeah, I got me!
Yeah, a lot of this was still playing the waiting game. Both because I couldn't reach out there, also because players started to stay back a bit more. Obviously, the more you get tags, then the less well your team is doing. So, they were more or less waiting for the other team to move up or something like that, for us to be able to take a chance and get a few more tags without having to push up ourselves. Here, pushing up can get you a lot for tags, but you lose a lot outside of that. Then, for the second round, which was the same game mode, swap sides, I found this tree. This is a very nice tree. Not as nice as some other trees, but this is still a very nice tree. I'm not quite sure how I didn't get tagged by this guy with his Venom Pro, but I think they were just going either right over my head or into the tree. So, I was able to get him once he's slowed down.
I am expecting somebody to
One of the things it's really worth practicing, and which I need to practice myself, is being able to aim in front of people so that you can tag them while they're moving. So, here you can see me crouched up pretty well against the tree, trying to use it to cover as best I can, and also expose as little of me on the side that I'm aiming and on the side that I'm not. Mostly that means making myself very, very small.
Thanks. Reloading.
Oh my god, no!
There was the silver car right there, which has a lot more cover, but I wasn't really a fan of that because it was very wide piece of cover. So it had very limited angles compared to something like a tree, where I can just move around it, or a tent where you can take one side or the other.
Yeah.
With that, you'd have to move all the way from one end to the other. You wouldn't be able to see as much when you did. But the tree obviously didn't last very long. It did much better than I honestly would have expected, or really wanted if I were on the other side. But still didn't get us through the whole round. Some people in the car there probably haven't gotten tagged out at all.
Gotcha.
There's some.
Here, more or less, taking pot shots where I can, and trying to wait for an opening so I can move up to the car, maybe to the tree, although that might not be worth it. There you can see Epic of the Bone Guard doing a run up all the way to the red car, which was a very nice large piece of cover way out into the field, but, well, it didn't have as many issues as the silver car, if only because it was further pushed up, so players would be more likely to be in line with that piece of cover. Enemy players, I should say. And as you can see, they're starting to pick people off of the silver car.
Well, it can give you a distraction.
Yeah, so their fellow decided to do a run-up. I believe he got tagged before I did, and then here, the minimum distance roll was...
Yeah.
We were just firing each other out.
We both missed that one.
Basically.
Well.
But I also wouldn't have been able to do anything, because I dropped my low-range blaster called before.
Oh wait, red.
And we have some King of the Hill.
Oh.
So for this, there was someone where you had to run up, touch them, say your team color, and then your team would be counting points. And yes, as you saw there, both sides, me on my team and a number of players on the other time, decided to just sprint for the hill at the very beginning. I'm honestly surprised I was able to get there and turn around without getting tagged. It's definitely a situation where having something like a proton pack would have been extremely useful. Or even something just like Raptor would have done very well. Wondering why I wasn't using Raptor? It wasn't because it wasn't working or anything like that. It was mainly because the next day we had a tournament. Sadly, I didn't get any footage of it, but I didn't want to risk breaking on it, falling on it, or anything like that. I doubt it would have had significant issues, given some of the falls that I've taken with it in previous videos, but it still wasn't really worth the risk. And in the cold, a number of blasters were doing poorly.
D-Rock on your back!
So there you could see some of the players using the fact that you can go around this building. The playfield is not just the lane here. It is really a donut shape with the building in the middle.
They're going for the flag!
I'm not sure it ever had significant use outside of getting one or two players looking the other way. But it was an interesting thought, and I think it could have been used very well. Especially if you had something, not necessarily stealthier, but if you could get over there and dump mag into a larger group. Such as if, in the previous round, we'd have been able to circle. The other team had circled around and dumped mag behind that silver card, they probably would have gotten 5 or maybe even 6 tags through that line. So, here I am, watching both the left, the wraparound on the field, and also trying to take pot shots at the hill, which, being on an actual hill, I could tag people over the car sometimes.
Yeah.
At this point, it's more or less a waiting game. Without the other team pushing up, I don't really have the range and accuracy to get them effectively. And if they push up from the left side, then they could easily take the hill without issue. And if they pushed up in the front while I wasn't looking, or while enough people were not looking that way, they could do the same. Definitely for these first couple of games, I played more as an ambush player rather than one who's going out and taking tags. Yeah, so this last round, I decided to use the sword and shield. They were trying to get one per team, and there were three when they were initially separating teams, so I decided to go for it. Didn't end up doing me or my team much good, but it was still a bit different. Definitely take more sword and shield practice to be able to be effective, especially on a field with up to 250 FPS springers. If you've seen Bradley Phillips, you're well aware of what those can do.
Oh, that's the respawn right there.
Here I'm mostly waiting to see if I could push up on the other team, which didn't happen. But it would have been a good spot if somebody else had come up behind. Again, something full auto would have been great there, or a fairly accurate springer, at least someone who knew how to use it. Could have done pretty well with it. Or at least, I think they could have. Sadly, I'm not often a player working with shields, for one reason or another.
I thought we did too.
Exactly.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
So here you can see me sort of negotiating with orange team. I say sort of because really if they just wanted to tag me and then go for my team, they could have without much issue. Sadly, this truce only lasted for the one game. We ended up playing 2 rounds of this, moving up changing up where the team started the game. For this game, it was just one hit, go back to your team captain, they had a clicker, and you would spawn back in. Pretty similar to the normal counter deathmatch, just with kind of moving spawn point.
They're
and
right
also
over the hill.
more teams. I'm not quite sure why Orange decided to start working with us.
Yeah.
I think it was because neither of us wanted to fight in that parking lot. Since there was nothing there, well, me and my shield probably do pretty well. Anybody else would have struggled.
Oh, thanks, you.
Almost regardless of what blaster they're using. So here you can see me trying to help out some springers, keeping them from getting tagged, hopefully a little bit longer, so getting them, allowing them to get a few tags in the process.
Yeah, the sun is just right there.
That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time.